Hey, what's Living Universe? It's Xander, and welcome back to WWE 2K Universe Mode. We're here for the final episode of Universe Mode before the Royal Rumble. It's the final episode of Smackdown as well. We have a big main event because Bray Wyatt, the host of the Firefly Funhouse himself, will be taking on an opponent that Mick Foley has chosen for him. But we're kicking off the show for the Smackdown Women's Championship. So, ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Why are we having a SmackDown Women's Championship match tonight instead of at the Royal Rumble? Well, it's actually a pretty simple answer. Because, well, gotta have as many people fresh as we can for the Women's Royal Rumble, that's why. As here comes the boss, Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks makes her way to the ring. Another opportunity at the SmackDown Women's Championship for her tonight. She takes on SmackDown Women's Champion Nikki Cross. Here comes Nikki Cross to the ring. She's been champion since back at Survivor Series. And tonight she defends against Sasha Banks. So it's Cross and Banks one-on-one for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Here we go. And Sasha, starts off with double knees. Into a cover. One, Nikki Cross kicks out. And Sasha Banks rolls her through again. Sasha Banks for the championship. One, two, nearly had her again. Nikki Cross back to her feet again. And Sasha, gets caught with a clothesline. And now Nikki Cross picked up by Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks counters. Sasha Banks grabs Nikki Cross, and Sasha Banks picks her up and takes her down. And Sasha Banks with a flying elbow. And now Banks going up top, and Sasha Banks up to the top rope, but Nikki Cross knocks her back down into the ring. And Sasha Banks now, Nikki Cross has her and rakes the eyes. And now Nikki Cross picks her up. Sasha Banks counters. Sasha Banks rolls Nikki Cross through again. Another cover. One. Nikki Cross counters Nikki Cross now. Jackknife cover. One. No, another kick out. And Sasha Banks, guess what? Double knees again. Banks just keeps going for cover after cover here. It's a great strategy, to be quite honest, because you never know when Nikki Cross is actually going to be able to get her. Or won't be able to kick out as Banks hits the clothesline. Nikki Cross pulling herself up into the ropes. And Nikki Cross up in the ropes now. Sasha Banks grabs her. Banks elbow strikes her. Kicks her into the ropes. And now Banks with Nikki Cross. Picks her up. Banks puts her on the ropes. And swinging neckbreaker off the ropes. And now Sasha Banks picking up the SmackDown Women's Champion. Sasha Banks goes for a right. Nikki Cross finds the counter. Sasha Banks back to her feet. Nikki Cross throws her in the corner. And Nikki Cross with a drop kick. And a rolling cannonball into the corner. And Nikki Cross mocking Sasha Banks, who rolls her through again. Sasha Banks for the win. One. Two. Nearly had her. Cross covers. One. No, again Banks kicks out. And a right hand from Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross now with a back body drop. And now Nikki Cross picks up Sasha Banks, and Sasha Banks counters. Sasha Banks knocks her back. Banks kicks her. Sasha Banks looking for bankrupt. Cover. Folds her up. One, two. No. Nikki Cross kicks out. And now Sasha Banks calling up Nikki Cross. Picks her back up to her feet. Banks went for a right. Cross counters. Nikki Cross sends Sasha Banks into the corner. Nikki Cross went for a drop kick. Banks countered. And Nikki Cross now into a neck breaker to Sasha Banks. And now Cross picks her back up to her feet. Nikki Cross throws Sasha Banks into the corner. Nikki Cross has her in the corner. Grabs Sasha Banks. Throws her back across the ring. And Nikki Cross has Sasha Banks putting her foot in the face of Sasha Banks. And takes her down. And now choking her out on the mat. Nikki Cross choking out Sasha Banks. And Sasha Banks crawls back away from the ropes. Kick to the back from Nikki Cross. Cross covers her. Rope break though. Sasha Banks quickly got her foot on the rope there. And Banks rolls out of the ring. Nikki Cross now follows her. Like a game of cat and mouse here. Banks, right hand, turns her around. Backstabber, into. Banks statement. Banks statement locked in. Is Nikki Cross going to tap out? Is Sasha Banks about to win the Smackdown Women's Championship? Oh, she might have her. She might have her. No, Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross rolls her through. Cover. 1, 2. Whoa, near fall. Banks couldn't believe it. And Cross caught by Banks. Banks takes her down. Bit of a skull-crushing finale there almost. And now Sasha Banks going up to the top rope. And Sasha Banks hoisting herself up to the top. Sasha Banks. Frog splash. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out from Nikki Cross. And now Sasha Banks picks her back up to her feet. And Sasha Banks kicks her in the ribs. Knocks Nikki Cross back, goes for a chop. And Nikki Cross shoves back Sasha Banks. And now Nikki Cross with a drop kick. And Nikki Cross now. Sasha Banks pulling herself up into the ropes. And Sasha Banks taken down by Nikki Cross. And now Nikki Cross waiting for Banks to get back up as Banks being called up by Cross. And now Nikki Cross grabs hold of Sasha Banks, and the swinging neck breaker connects. Nikki Cross may have just won this matchup. As Sasha Banks down into a cover. Nikki Cross. 1, 2, 3. She retains the championship. Sasha Banks came close multiple times throughout the match, but in the end, Nikki Cross able to put her way off the swinging neckbreaker. A big win for Nikki Cross. She retains the SmackDown Women's Championship. We have more action coming up next, as we're going to see what's been going on with the rest of SmackDown. Well, we just had our opening contest. Nikki Cross retaining the SmackDown Women's Championship. Shinsuke Nakamura gets a victory over Drew Gulak in some singles action. Speaking of singles action, Jeff Hardy knocked off Dolph Ziggler. Bayley with a win over Naomi in some action. Both of them, of course, confirmed for the Women's Royal Rumble. Up next, it's going to be 6-man tag team action as Daniel Bryan, Chad Gable, and Mustafa Ali take on the Empire. So here we go with some 6-man tag team action. As here comes the leader of the S Movement. A man we know will be in the Royal Rumble itself. It's Daniel Bryan. Bryan making his way to the ring. As Bryan makes his way to the ring, he's joined by 2 formidable foes. 2 of SmackDown's top stars. Former Olympian Chad Gable. Chad Gable, who has gone to war with the likes of Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar in the past. Chad Gable, former #1 contender to the World Championship, has taken many of SmackDown's top stars to the limit. And finally, it's going to be Mustafa Ali. It's Mustafa Ali making his way to the ring. Ali, you know, we talk about guys that have taken SmackDown's top to the limit. Ali is among those ranks. Mustafa Ali, also a former challenger to Brock Lesnar when he was the WWE Champion. Ali makes his way to the ring tonight. Ali actually has several wins over Roman Reigns as well. And now, their opponents. Out first, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. SmackDown Tag Team Champions. The Usos. They defend against The Miz and John Morrison in just 2 nights at the Royal Rumble as the Usos make their way to the ring. Jimmy and Jay. Could this be their final time on SmackDown as the Tag Team Champions? Well, we asked it every time they've gone into a defense and they've come out on top, so we'll see what happens. But finally, their partner, also their cousin, the former WWE Champion, another man confirmed for the Royal Rumble match. It's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns making his way to the ring. And Roman Reigns, who we know has a lot of beef with Daniel Bryan, makes his way to the ring. This is gonna be a real interesting 6-man tag team match. It's gonna be interesting to see what's more chaotic, this tag team match here on SmackDown or the one we had last episode of NXT. Either way, here comes Roman Reigns. So it's gonna be Daniel Bryan starting it off with Jimmy Uso. Or excuse me, Jey Uso. As Bryan goes for a right and takes down Jey. Now Bryan pushes him into the mat. Bryan grabs the arm. Remember, actually, we saw Bryan and Jey go one-on-one last week where Bryan got the victory by submission. As Jey Uso with an elbow strike to Bryan. Now a double team shot from the Usos there. Bryan gets caught with an arm drag. And now Jey Uso gets caught with a drop kick from Daniel Bryan. And now Daniel Bryan watching as Jey Uso. No, Bryan. Jey grabs Bryan. And now Jey Uso ties Bryan up in an abdominal stretch. Trying to make Daniel Bryan tap out. But Bryan hits him with an arm drag. And now Daniel Bryan kicks Jey Uso and turns him over. And Bryan grabs Jey Uso, has him by the arm. And Daniel Bryan taking out the arm of Jey. And now Jey turned over by Bryan. And Bryan grabs the arm of Jey Uso and stomps the arm. And now Jey turned over by Bryan again. And Daniel Bryan. Oh, Bryan into cattle mutilation. Cattle mutilation from the vegan. He's trying to make Jey Uso tap out here. Will he be able to? Whoa, we nearly had a short match if Jey taps out there. And Daniel Bryan, no. Jey Uso managing to slip out of it. Jey Uso with an elbow. And Jey now takes Bryan. Throws him in the corner. Jey Uso now tag made. Here comes Jimmy. And now the Usos set up Bryan for a double super kick. And who's coming in next? It's going to be Mustafa Ali in the match. As here comes Mustafa Ali with a clothesline. And Ali now in like a house of fire with a drop kick. And Mustafa Ali with a clothesline. Down goes Jimmy. And Mustafa with a stomp. And he picks up Jimmy. Jimmy sweeps the leg. And now Jimmy Uso picks up Mustafa Ali. Jimmy Uso. Right hand. No. Mustafa Ali knocks him back in the corner. And Mustafa Ali now up to the middle rope. And Mustafa Ali. Tornado DDT connects. And Mustafa Ali drags Jimmy away from the ropes, and now Ali at the outside. What's Ali doing? Well, Jey Uso going up top. Ali is on the outside of the ring. Well, Jey Uso. Well, I've always wanted to say it. We got a flying Uso. As Jey just flew off the top onto Mustafa Ali. And Ali is down on the outside of the ring. Speaking of flying Usos, here comes Jimmy. Oh, that did not look pretty. That did not look pretty at all. There's a right hand there from Ali. And Jimmy back into the ring. Jimmy Uso fighting back out of that now. He's got a lot to fight back from as he picks up Ali and hits him with a back body drop to take him down. And now Jimmy Uso picking up Mustafa Ali. And Jimmy grabs Mustafa, throws him in the corner, and Jimmy Uso with a forearm strike to Ali. Picking him back up to his feet now, and Jimmy Uso went for a right. Ali counters. And now Mustafa Ali grabs Jimmy Uso, throws him into the corner. And now Jimmy Uso, what's he got to look out for here? Because Ali's got him, and Ali's got him by the hand. Ali off the ropes with the Hurricane Rana. Takes down Jimmy. And now Mustafa Ali up to the top, but Jay is right there, and Jey Uso shoves him down. Both men down. As Mustafa Ali and Jimmy Uso both laid out in the center of the ring. Who's going to come to first? Well, they're up at about the same time. As Jimmy takes advantage and shades of his father as he hits the Samoan spike. And here comes Chad Gable into the matchup now, and Gable went for a forearm. And Jimmy rolls Gable through here, and Jimmy Uso. 1, 2. Gable rolls him through. 1. No. Jimmy, cover. 1, 2. Oh, the Empire got him. The Empire get the win. Roman Reigns didn't have to do anything, so that's his favorite kind of match. The match he thrives in. In the end, the Empire are your winners. But up next, it's the main event. Bray Wyatt's taking on an opponent of Mick Foley's choosing. I'm not particularly sure myself what we're about to see. If I'm quite honest, I don't know what we're about to see. Main event up next. Well, here comes Bray Wyatt. I'm very confused. So, obviously, The Fiend is the WWE Champion, but Bray Wyatt and The Fiend, I'm pretty sure they are the same. They are the same person, so I don't know why Bray Wyatt's not coming out with the WWE Championship. I guess Bray Wyatt, I think Bray Wyatt thinks The Fiend is someone else. We know The Fiend will defend the WWE Championship in 2 nights' time at the Royal Rumble against Mankind in a hardcore match. But Bray Wyatt making his way to the ring. As I said, he challenged the real Mick Foley, just regular Mick Foley, to a match tonight. But Mick Foley has claimed he's retired. I don't know what this means about Mankind, but he said he has found a suitable replacement for himself tonight. Someone that Bray Wyatt would get along with. Oh my god. No way. It's Dude Love! Dude Love is here! Oh my god. I have a lot of questions. Dude Love is here. So our main event is the host of the Firefly Funhouse, Bray Wyatt, versus Dude Love. What the hell? They lock up. Bray pushes Dude Love into the corner. Referee gonna try and get between these two to break it up. And he does. Oh, there's so many things I'm curious about here as Dude Love flattens him. Dude Love takes down Bray Wyatt. Dude Love picking him up. I'll be honest. I never thought I'd be calling a match between Dude Love and Bray Wyatt wearing a sweater. But Dude Love takes down Bray Wyatt. Picks him back up to his feet. Dude Love jabs him. Bray Wyatt has him, and a back body drop from Bray. And Bray kicks him down. Dude Love trying to pull himself back up to his feet, and Bray Wyatt now grabs him, takes him down. And now Bray Wyatt elbow strike, and another, and another, And down goes Dude Love. And now Bray Wyatt picks Dude Love up. And Bray Wyatt now sits down behind Dude Love. This is such a strange main event tonight. This has been a strange episode of Smackdown. Cover from Bray. 1. Dude Love kicks out. As now Dude Love gets kicked in the back by Bray. And now Bray picks him up and Bray grabs Dude Love. Dude Love finds the counter. Dude Love with a right hand. And now Bray sending Dude Love off the ropes. And Dude Love. Oh, almost got caught there. Now Bray. No, caught with Dude Love. Dunked out of the ring by Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt following him to the outside. And Bray picking him up. So I think this matchup is honestly the opposite of what we're going to see at the Royal Rumble. These two out of the ring. And Dude Love breaking the count. Here comes Bray Wyatt back in the ring. Oh, Dude Love trips him up. Oh, no. Well, there's the Fiend. The Fiend is here. The Fiend. With a Sister Abigail to Dude Love. Wait, the lights have come back up. And then Dude Love's gone too. But instead, behind the Fiend. Mankind. Mankind. Well, the Fiend, he knows how to fight out of the mandible claw. And now the Fiend and Mankind trading blows before the Royal Rumble. And the Fiend sends Mankind off the ropes. Mankind counters. Mankind with the DDT to the Fiend. Mankind has caused the Fiend to disappear. Mankind lays out the Fiend. Have we found the man, the monster that can stop the Fiend? I don't know, but the next time we come to you, it will be a premiere of the Royal Rumble. Stay tuned in your subscription feeds to see when that's going to be. I've been Xander, that was Smackdown, that's been Mankind, and this was Universe. Well, I suppose I'll say it, I've always wanted to. Have a nice day.